that you can't see me very well, but we have found ourselves in another blackout situation here in Malaysia. The last one was for Christmas, and there were flickering lights everywhere, and then the electricity was just gone. Now we're in another hotel, and it's midday. Okay, so it's like 9:30 in the morning, and the electricity just completely went out for our entire floor, I'm assuming. I mean, it could just be our room, and we haven't checked it out, but this seems to be one of those things where if it's out in our room, it's out in everybody's room. So we're just hoping that the electricity will come back on. It's been about 15 minutes. And we're just kind of hanging out with whatever light we can find, and we'll be leaving our room soon enough to go and play outside, but Eric's taking a cold shower. That is his lot in life, that the cold shower will happen to him with no pressure, and yeah, that is his lot. I said earlier that this town's known for nasi kuning, which is rice that has been cooked with coconut milk and taramik. And I'm not really sure what taramik is. Eric thinks it's a root, and I have no idea. Like, I see a big blank when I think about this.
Eric guesses it's a root. I'm not really 100% sure. It was just like, I think that's a word I've heard.
So the nickname for the dish ends up being yellow rice. And I'm imagining it's gonna taste really good because the restaurant that we've come to is frequented by locals. It's just us and a bunch of locals. But it doesn't seem like this is high season for tourism, and this town doesn't really seem like it has a lot of tourist attractions other than food, which I haven't been disappointed. We've had one meal and
it was amazing.
I haven't been disappointed. I found this because I went to a hotel's website that was just like, here's all the food you need to try here, and it basically said like the locals put this as their like a daily thing that they come and have. It's really, really cheap, like rice, egg, and fish, less than $2. Incredibly, incredibly cheap, and I'm assuming that it's gonna taste pretty good.
What is this? So that's an egg, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty
that's
sure
exciting.
it's an egg. Give it a chop. Yep, definitely an egg.
Nice.
And this is sambal.
Which is
on
just
top.
Kind of a spicy sauce, right?
This one is kind of sweet. I think they do sweet in the morning.
Is it kind of like a curry thing where there's different flavors of sambal?
Yeah, when we went to
Sweet, spicy, etc.
Yeah, sweet and spicy and fish and other things, anchovies. When we went to the market, she walked me through the different ones. So
Oh, that's right.
I got a little bit of sambal and the yellow rice. Definite different flavor, and I'd say a different texture as well. There isn't a stickiness to it. I'm imagining that the coconut milk and the taramik make it so that the rice doesn't stick to each other, even though it's probably sitting in the same heating situation as other white rice. We've gotten some white rice that's just like a glob that's just sitting there. This is, they're all in their own individual grains of rice, and I will eat each one and appreciate it. I think in Malaysia, videos aren't happening a whole lot. People do take pictures, we've seen that, but videos aren't happening, and a lot of the people just stare at us while we're making videos. And I think that's actually been rewarded right now. The owner of the place and the waiter have been watching us. Like, Eric went outside and took some video of the outside of the building, and then we came in and we talked about all the stuff we were eating, and they just came over and gave us this free little bit to try. He said it was a roti of some sort, but it just looks like bread to me. I think it's a lot like what we had the other day. When we first came, we had like a steamed bun in Kuala Lumpur, and inside the steamed bun, there was margarine and kyde. And I'm still not sure exactly what kyde is, but when I ate it last time, I thought, oh, that tastes like peanut butter jelly. So I'm gonna give it a go and see what we get.
And you don't mean like peanut butter and jelly, you mean peanut butter jelly, which is something I think a lot of people watching this probably aren't familiar with.
Jellified peanuts. It's where they just blend it and it ends up making a goop instead of a cream.
And it's super sweet.
It's very, very sweet. Kyde is like that, and I do think that's what this is. Kyde is like that, but not super sweet. It's just kind of subdued and a little thing to put on the bread to give it some excitement.
Did we just get a sponsorship?
I think we did. We are sponsored by this bread.
Did we just sell out?
For the right reasons. This bread is phenomenal. It's moist.
Listen to you
squishy.
sell it. Yeah, you're a good sellout. As we finished our meal, I guess the guy that owns the restaurant or whatever, he speaks really good English.
The man that sent the bread.
Yeah, the man that sent the bread came up and just started chatting with us, and his 10-year-old daughter and super shy little boy came over, and he just wanted to take pictures with us. There was a photo shoot, and we blew his mind by showing him the motorbike we were on. He was like, I thought it would be a big motorbike. It's just this tiny little scooter. And we're like, yeah, we thought we rolled like the locals. What up? But yeah, he was a really nice guy. And Katie went to pay, and the girl was like shaking your hand and stuff.
Yeah. I read somewhere that like, don't try to shake Muslim women's hands, and I'm a handshaker. Like if I tell you my name, my hand's already out. And so I've had to tell myself to stop doing that, and I haven't controlled it very well, but she actually shook my hand, and I was like, wow, I felt like a very special moment for me.
Yeah, no, it was just wonderful people.
Yeah, it was great.
He was just mentioning how like people in this area love to accommodate travelers and are super kind, and he's totally right.
Yeah.
It's been like that the whole time we've been here.
I would definitely recommend Sabah, would come back to Sabah, and so far, Tawau, I would come here. And I was saying Tawau, but it's Tawau.
Wow.
And that's how I feel about it so
far. Emphasis on the wow.
Emphasis on the wow.
Let's get going. We've come up to a, what's the place called?
Tawau Hills Park.
And it seems like a little like nature reserve, and it's very pretty, and it's actually pretty cool in here because you're kind of in the jungle. We came up here because we wanted to go on a canopy walk, which is odd because we've been to places that have canopy walks, but we've never had the opportunity to go to one because they're always under maintenance, or they're closed, or there's weather or something like that. So we got here, like we're like, okay, we're gonna go on this canopy walk, and we went in, we paid, and she gave us a map, and she was like, okay, the canopy walk is closed, but you can go see these other things. We're like, okay. So we're not gonna get to go on the canopy walk, and that's okay because they still have a couple of other cool things that I think we're gonna be able to check out. And it's just kind of a nice place to be right now. It's and the ride out here was really nice. Like, it's funny, we drive yesterday for like, you know, 4 or 5 hours, and I'm just like, I get tired of the drive, and then I get on for like a 20 or 30 minute drive, and it's just amazing. And these roads are like curvy and just beautiful. So it was pleasant, and we'll get to do that again on the way back. So even if the canopy walkway is not open, it's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
These dudes are shaking this bridge. It's freaking me out, man. Kind of walking down this pretty well-maintained little trail, and it seems like, I mean, there's quite a few people that come through here. It's not, you know, jam-packed full of tour groups or anything, but it's obvious that the footpath is used quite often. And just right off the footpath, about 5 meters away, I look right, and there's this gray monkey, like pretty big monkey, just sitting there like looking right at me. And by the time I got the camera out, he had decided he was gonna start on his way. I got a little bit of a blurry picture, but yeah, there's monkeys just chilling there looking at you like in the jungle. And I've never seen like a jungle monkey before. Like, we've seen monkeys like quite a bit, but they're always, you know, in cities or whatever. So seeing one in the jungle is a little more exhilarating. Kind of feel like you're on his turf.
True sign that you're back in the rainforest. The ants are getting gigantic.
That's my hand next to him for size reference. And I have a huge hand.
Yeah, he's quite big. So far, my top favorite thing about Malaysia has to be smells. And when you think about third world, like, and I'm not saying that Malaysia is third world, I'm saying like when you think about the grittier countries of the world, you think like, oh, sewage or really great smelling food. No, I'm talking about the smell of the people. The Malaysian people smell so good. We were just standing here, we're out like on a trek. People are getting a little hot and sweaty.
Those monkeys.
There's monkeys. This group of people, we decided to let them pass us, and as I came back onto the path, I could just smell, I don't know if it's perfume or whatever they're doing. It smells so good, and everybody has a different smell, and I just am enchanted with all of these smells that are so outstanding and billowy. It's like a cloud of delight every time I get close to someone. So and since the moment we walked off of the airplane in Kuala Lumpur, I smelt the same, like, delightful smell of people and a good smell of the area. And it's just carried on and carried on and carried on, and now I'm just stunned by it. We're standing in the middle of a little rainforest, and these girls just smell like little flowers, and I hope that never stops.
And all I smell is monkeys. Could be you, but...
Well, I am not one of the flowers, I can tell you that.
The slow bot is back in town, apparently.
No, this is the pain bot.
What happened? Why are you going so... Why is the slow bot back?
Like, I exercise on a daily basis, and I exercise my thighs, but rock climbing is no frickin' joke. Like, I did lunges, the likes of, like... You know how you have those triangle things, or the legs things that make the circle in math class? It was like doing that and then like squeezing it.
You mean a compass?
Angles, yeah. These angles and these lunges, like holding onto a rock, hoping you don't die, they were serious lunges.
So like your thighs here
Yeah.
are sore? Yeah, I'm falling off the trail.
they're really sore. Yeah, it could have been bad. That really could have been bad.
Yeah, I just about fell. I stepped there off the step, and then that was behind me.
Monkey food.
It was monkey food. That's like some sort of worm or something? Like, I just saw him connect. He is like...
looking straight at you?
Yeah, I think it's looking at me. It like connects the other end down and then flips itself. Watch.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, amazing.
Wow.
He's making some pretty good ground.
It's gonna eat your face off. Like one inch at a time. See if you can suction cup him to the... Do it!
We've got a
Wow, that was amazing! He's probably like, what the heck? This is plastic. Not near my face! Ah! That is so cool.
It's freaking me out.
He's freaking himself out. He won't grab onto anything else.
He's probably never seen metal before. Whoa.
Oh, he just left us.
Now he's on the top. They can't see him anymore.
Oh, hey. It's just me. Well, let me update you on our worm buddy. He is still freaking out. He's trying to find his way around the lens. He's made a move.
He's leaving a trail on the camera, too. Oozing. It's pretty gross.
He's oozing. I think we need to put him back down.
Yeah, we can get him back into the real world. Man, there's some big stuff here. Look at this iridescent worm. It's really long. I was like, oh my god, there's a snake.
Just a moment ago, Eric picked up something that looked a lot like this, but it was much smaller. It was coming out of a tree, going across the path, and I was like, oh, that looks like intestines. But we found one that is gigantic. It comes out of the tree, goes down around other trees, and it's like the roller coaster of the tree world here. It is intense looking, and I did not know that trees had, like, got their hair did. This is definitely a perm.
You gonna go to the barber shop and ask to get one of these?
Yeah.
You're gonna like, give me the Malaysian
just
tree?
Just show them the picture of the tree, and they'd be like, I got you.
I got you, fam.
They'd be like, you don't have enough hair for that.
There's some freaky looking stuff in the forest. This is the tallest tropical tree in the world at just over 88 meters. And it's kind of hidden away in their forest here, and they've got it protected a bit, which is nice. And it is pretty tall, but from our viewpoint, it's hard to see how much bigger it is than the trees around it. Like, I mean, 70 meters, 80 meters, like from the ground looking up, it's just a canopy. I kind of wonder if you had the opportunity to go on their canopy walkway, if you would be able to see it from a distance, like poking up out of the forest. Maybe not. I mean, maybe we're on a hill or something and that's not possible, but that would be probably a pretty cool view. They said that the height was verified by an American scientist who came here, and they said he measured it with a laser measuring device. And then they were like, he also dropped a tape measure from the top. I really like that. Lasers, and just dropped the thing from the top. Measure it out like a string, and then he measured the string. You know, that's what I'm envisioning in my head. they've got a list as well of the tallest tropical trees in the world on a sign that's near here. And it looks like basically all of them are from this region. So I guess the tallest rainforests in the world are maybe all on Borneo or mostly in this part of the world. That's pretty cool. I was telling Katie, like when you're watching like a Planet Earth episode or something like that, and they're talking about like showing you like jungles and stuff, and you're seeing these trees, when you're seeing them on video, it's hard to like understand how big they are. I'm sure like watching even this with like a pan up the tree, it's hard to like comprehend how big it is. But if you're standing next to it, it gives it a lot more like, that's big. It's a long way up there. Even if I can't really differentiate which tree the biggest one really is, you can look up and see that canopy. I was like, just kind of try to remember this so that you know anytime you see something like this in the future on television, it's at least a little bit smaller than this one. This thing is humongous.
This is Katie's hand for perspective.
Oh my gosh.
It's like he's got ventilation on top.
Yeah, he does. Look at that.
The slits go into his body. Or maybe that's just a different color and it gives it a weird effect.
I think like in his world, like he looks like the destroyer of universes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you got these ants and stuff, tank. And he's just like crawling through, just destroying everything in his path. Like nothing stops him.
Look at those antennae.
Think I should let him climb on the lens?
Yeah.
I don't think so. He'll eat the camera.
I want to touch it.
Oh my god, you're crazy.
He's hard.
Oh, he hides when he... He's like a roly-poly. He's like a giant roly-poly.
Dude, he's on his way already. He's not scared.
You want one of these as a pet?
Yeah. Yeah.
I really feel like if I'm seeing things like this on the sign, I should be able to determine what the rest of this says, because this looks pretty damn serious. All I know is this means something like danger. I see it all the time, caution or danger. The rest of it, I don't know, but it could result in this guy. We've done quite a few kilometers on the bike on this trip, and we have quite a few left. So we thought maybe it'd be a good idea to just get the oil changed and lube the chain on the bike. And they're actually changing the spark plug as well because it's like $1 or something. So just gonna go ahead and get a tune-up, and hopefully that'll make it so we don't have any like delays in getting back to KK. It would be a bummer to get like 100 miles down the road or something and have this thing break on us. In other countries that are, you know, bike heavy, there's shops everywhere, but that hasn't quite been the case here. So I don't want to risk it. So let's just do this. There's a crowd of people here, a lot of people getting their bike worked on. It seems like it's pretty legit. We're trying to get on this elevator and we want to go up. And there's two ups, I don't know which one to push. What's going on here?
We were at a market a couple of nights ago and I walked up to this dish, had no idea what it was. Like, it obviously looked like deep fried something, like fritters, that was topped with what looked like pineapple shavings. So not knowing anything, I ended up being very surprised by what they said it was. And they said it's fried bananas with cheese on top. Cheese is on top. I'm still really surprised at that combination. I'm trying to get a piece off of the thing. It's definitely crunchier than I thought it was going to be. I thought my fork would just slide right in, but it doesn't. Cheese of some sort and a fried banana, and it tastes really good. They also put brown sugar on it. You can see a little bit of it here, and it's just kind of a sweet, not sweet and salty, but sweet and I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what you would call cheese. Cheese isn't salty, cheese isn't sweet. It's
cheesy, y'all.
It's sweet and neutral. I'm gonna say it's sweet and neutral. But this has been stated as one of Tawau's dishes, like a must-have while you're here. So we came into this little shop and we're getting our minds blown. The end verdict is that it tastes like a donut. I don't really taste like a big banana flavor. It's basically the batter and the brown sugar end up tasting like a donut. Today has been a very administrative day. Even though we got to go and do some trekking in the jungle, we've also serviced the motorbike, gotten our laundry done, and now we're gonna go and relax, and then we're gonna go to the movies. Like, it's just kind of a lazy day of just
doing a million things.
Yeah, well, it didn't really feel that rushed. Like, getting the bike service just happened, and I came over here in the morning and just dropped off the laundry like you do, you know? So it's been a very easy administrative day, and that's what Tawau is about, I guess. Just getting your food on and getting your panties washed.
Our hotel is a pretty classy joint. They've got some artwork on the walls in the hall, and I think Katie's looking for her favorite one.
We've dubbed that these have just been printed from the computer.
Yeah. So like it's nice frame and everything, and then you can just like look at this and tell it's just like computer paper, and they just printed these on out.
So I'll go with the ponies. Ponies might be the best.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
It's better than the ballerinas and all the abstract stuff that really does nothing.
Yeah, the ballerinas are okay. They look like they're getting ready to do something that, like, you know, important, classy like. Meh.
Basically, ponies.
Can I ask you a question? What you worried about here in the hotel? You're all prepared.
All the lights are going out. Anything could go at any moment in this place. I'm pretty sure that we should be careful. Okay.
I don't have any hate in general for the city, but driving here is a disaster. The way that the traffic is set up is just, you can never turn right, you can never do U-turns, you get stuck going like a long way past where you're trying to go, and it's just like right across the street. Just because it seems like what they've tried to do is build like, it's almost like they tried to build like European style roads, like these big roads with these like islands in the middle and stuff. And I mean, it looks very nice, but as far as driving goes, it's just a nightmare. And I mean, if you live around here, then you know, like, I gotta turn left here to go right instead of blah, 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 and you know all that stuff. But like, we don't know that, and you can't look at the map and get an idea of that. Like, you can't just, you look at Google Map and you're just like, and you tell it to do the route, and it's like, I don't know. It doesn't know how to do it. So, like, Katie's like trying to navigate, okay, go up here and turn right, and there's all these signs, no right turns, no U-turns, and we're just like, okay, keep going, same thing, and eventually you end up in another neighborhood. You're just like, what the hell is happening? So it's a little frustrating, but we usually make it. We were looking for a market, and we couldn't figure out how to get to it, so we just stopped somewhere else, and now we're trying to find dinner. Maybe we'll end up finding something more interesting through that avenue. It's kind of what I'm hoping.
To another Indian nasi champur kind of place where it's buffet style, but it's a little confusing, and we got in here and we kind of didn't get greeted in any way, and then once we actually asked for someone to help us, we got swarmed with menus and people, and it was intense. We ended up ordering roti, which is what we had a long time ago. We had sweet roti, and it was condensed milk that they were using, but we've been told that this is honey, and I'm a fan of honey. Should be pretty good. Not as sweet, which is interesting. Like, I guess condensed milk is really bringing on the sweetness. I think honey goes better with the bread. I think condensed milk, it goes with everything. You can put condensed milk on top of anything. But honey in some ways just goes better with bread and other things. Like, I wouldn't put honey in my coffee, even though I do sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
It's not the best. I would definitely go with condensed milk on that, but for this, I kind of feel like honey and bread are pretty perfect for each other.
And it's not just that, we also have a couple of curries. Just a mutton and a chicken.
Is this a potato? Hold on.
I don't know.
We were really confused last night whether things were a potato. That's a potato. I don't know what I ate last night with the gado gado.
Last year when we were in the Philippines, that new Star Wars movie came out, so we went and we saw it on opening night there. And this year we are in Malaysia, and there's another Star Wars movie out. They're coming out like every December now. We travel every December. So maybe we'll make this a thing where we go see the new Star Wars movie when we're traveling. And we're gonna go see the new Star Wars movie while we're traveling.
Yeah. But we're in Malaysia, and we found out that they censor movies.
No kissing.
So yeah, if it's PG-13,
gonna have to censor that out.
Cutting that out. If it's PG-13, they cut out the kissing. If it's R, they take out anything that's more than kissing. So this is PG-13. I don't even know if there was any kissing in the last one. There might be. I don't remember. Anywho, it doesn't matter. This could be censored, and we thought maybe we're not going to go because of that, but we decided, like, if it is censored, we'll end up watching this movie later on going, oh, that's the part we didn't get to see, and that's kind of fun in a strange way, even though we're missing it right now.
Do you think there's going to be any Stormtrooper intercourse? Let's see. What's this guy looking like?
He looks like he got some. Looks satisfied. These guys didn't. But this guy, he did.
What'd you think?
It was good. I think I could stand to watch it again.
Yeah.
And get a little more out of it.
At the beginning they threw a lot of characters at you.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters, and I feel I need another view to get it all. But yeah, I liked most of the characters. There's one dude that didn't fit in there well, but what's with the breathing problems? Can we get a different shtick? And like, why is the Rebel Alliance only like humans and a fish? Like, could we really like get a little more diversity in the actual alliance?
You got a fish.
You got a fish. Like, they show so many other species, and then we get the Rebel Alliance together, and it's, whoa, we can't deal with these people. Only fishes and people. What are they? Is this some sort of like pescatarian thing that like nobody can? I don't know. That's basically what I focused on the entire time.
As a casual Star Wars fan, I thought it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well paced. I thought it was well made, and it's the technology that we've got now. They can do anything. I was just thinking about, like, there's no limits to their imagination anymore, and that's so cool. So I thought it was really good, and I actually want to see it again. One, because I think it would clear up a little bit of confusion I had at the beginning, and two, because I think it was good, and I just want to see it again. Do you think they edited anything? No. I'm talking about the Malaysia. So in the credits, no, I didn't mean you think they shot that live. But seriously, edited it.
Basically, then you're asking, like, I think that they kissed.
Yeah, did they kiss? Because they showed a scene and it looked like they might kiss, and then it faded away. So I don't know if that was a Malaysia cut or if it was just cut like normal, but there was a kiss in the previews.
Yeah, we were sitting there watching, and the previews for Passengers came on, and there was a kiss in the previews. So I'm going to say there was no kisses in the movie.
I kind of agree.
That's what I think.
But that's our guess, but we don't know. This is what happens when you live under an authoritarian regime.
Last night we had our roti dinner, and as we were eating, I finished my roti and my curry, and I was pretty full. But Eric finished, and he was still kind of hungry, and he had a lot of curry left over, and he decided that he wanted another roti. So I pulled the lady over, and I told her roti bom tiga, and roti is just the bread, bom means sweet, and tiga I thought meant one, but it turns out it meant 3. So they brought over all these rotis, and I was just like, oh crap. And just moments earlier, I'd been sitting there saying to Eric, I ordered in Malay. And I felt real good about myself. And then the rotis got there, and I looked pretty darn stupid. But this morning, we're having our 3 rotis for breakfast. And they're much better fresh, I'll say that, but it does kind of have like a cold pizza vibe to it, like this really delicious thing that you like, and I kind of feel like you can't mess up. You could eat it in any state and it would just be delicious, especially since it's covered in honey. That is a big, big ant. It does not need to be on my show!
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Borneo adventure, and I think that maybe it's probably past the halfway point on that trip. That was a long trip for us, it was like 3 weeks. But there's still like, in the next episode we start getting into some more animal stuff, and you're going to see that the island is teeming with life even more than like what you've seen in this episode with all those bugs and stuff. Do you remember, do you specifically remember the big guy that had like armor on him and he was like climbing with the antennas?
He was definitely one of my favorites, and I tapped him and I was like, wow, he is...
Yeah, you did. You tapped him and then you squeaked. In this particular...
Bugs are scary.
I wanted to bring this up too. In this episode, everybody just watched, the thing that killed me, I watched it every time I was editing it, you said, the Rebel Alliance, is this humans and a fish?
Well, that's really...
It killed me every time I saw it.
It really is true. Why is there no diversity?
They really do.
They really could have put a lot more into that, and it really was just, come on.
Open up the recruiting a little bit more, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal with it, yeah?
Yeah. You go to so many other venues, and there's tons and tons of weird aliens and things like that.
True.
And there's so much inspiration, and then you actually get to a scene, and they couldn't bother to put prosthetics on people. I don't know.
Maybe it's some sort of like political like thing that's going on. I don't know. Maybe there's more to
Yeah,
it. Does anybody know why? Why is there just one fish?
One fish.
But anyway, if you enjoyed this and you want to see some more and you haven't yet, the subscribe button will help you find us in the future, and hitting the like button helps more people find us. And another thing, if you don't know yet, we also have recently launched an Instagram, and if you want to check out our Instagram, then I'm having a lot of fun posting things over there, so maybe it would be fun if you guys could check that as well. And there's a website that if you look in the description, we've got a bunch of stuff there that like pictures and stuff that go along with all of our videos and everything. And if you want to try to watch our videos in order, that is by far the best way to do it.
Whenever I want to share something with a friend or something, I go to that website.
It's way easier to find things.
It has all the pictures that I want to share. It has all the videos that I want to share in there. Yeah, it's a good collection.
Yeah, it's a much better. To me, it's easier to browse like through things that way, like chronologically and everything. But yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed everything, like, you know,
get involved.
Oh, and and we have a Patreon, and that's how we afford to make all these videos. People ask me all the time, how do you afford to travel around all the time? Because people help us on Patreon, and it helps us fund the travels, and it helps us fund like getting the videos like edited and everything. Like,
and it lets us have a big group adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to help out a little bit more in that way, Patreon is the best way to do it. But anyway, yeah, thanks everybody, and I hope you stick around for the upcoming more Teeming with Life series that you're gonna see more of, because
more.
there's monkeys and stuff, man. It's crazy.